Good afternoon from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today we're going to be taking a look at this 2021 Audi A5. This Audi A5 is currently showing just over 37,000 original miles, and if you would like to see a high-resolution detailed photo set, please reference the listing at alphacars.com. There, of course, you will also find a free included Carfax report, alongside a long list of technical data related to the vehicle's remaining tire and brake life, as well as individual readings from each panel using our paint depth gauge. But today I'll be taking you on a quick condition overview around both the interior and the exterior, as well as showing you some of the more notable features. Starting here with a quick look around the outside, we'll find it finished in a beautiful metallic gray paint scheme. I think it presents absolutely beautifully, and when we look into that direct, bright sunlight, we can see the paint condition across the hood looks absolutely stunning. Moving really close to the panel so as to look for any dings, dents, or scratching, we pass that gorgeous S-line badge there on the fender. And making our way back here on the driver's side, it all seems to present perfectly well. It all looks great here. We are also going to find these stunning 18-inch split 5-spoke wheels with that star pattern. I think they look beautiful, and they're in absolutely perfect condition. That's not an exaggeration. As you can see up close, they look unbelievable. That nice bright silver pairs beautifully with that window surround trim, which isn't showing any signs of wear, no hard water spotting or discoloration anywhere. Pairs nicely with that chrome trim on the fender that we saw a moment ago, and the front wheel looks just the same. We also have a bright silver brake caliper to complement the wheels. Making our way to the front fascia, we saw some changes in the 2021 model year. We do have these new updated headlights with some really interesting daytime running lights that we'll see on in a few minutes. You also have this different styling in the lower corners with that satin chrome trim around your radar sensors there on either side, and the more traditional honeycomb Audi grille with that chrome trim and the, of course, piano black trim in the center. That leads us here to the passenger side of the vehicle, where again we find another wheel in absolutely perfect condition. And again, we'll go really close to the panel so as to look for any dings, dents, or scratching. The only ding that we see is just ahead of the rear wheel that we can see a little bit lower. It is noticeable, and we like to point those things out. However, the paint isn't overly affected by the damage. We'll also see a little bit lower. This wheel looks fantastic. Lastly, moving our way to the rear of the A5, we see these taillight lenses in perfect condition with some more upgraded lighting design to complement the front that we saw. We also have our chrome A5, Audi, and Quattro badging. Of course, Quattro referring to the all-wheel drive system. And we have our last example of that beautiful satin chrome trim on the lower portion, flanked by two wide dual exhaust pipes. Here on the roof, we do have that beautiful panoramic sunroof, and now we'll make our way to the inside. Pillarless doors look beautiful, of course. You can see the door panel in perfect condition. And as we pass that S-line on the door sill, we take a look at the seating. Now, driver's seat in excellent condition. You can see a little bit of wear on that stitching, but it's hardly noticeable. However, the rest of the seat looks perfect. Passenger seat even nicer, as we can see. Let's make our way inside. Nice solid thunk when we close the door. And that window finds its home. You can see all the screens firing up. I'm going to fire up the engine though. Fired up without any hesitation, and we can see no warning lights on the dash. Infotainment system firing up there. I will continue as guest and clear these notices. These will all go away once you set up your profile. But as you can see, things booting up without a problem. When I put it in reverse, we have that nice high-definition reversing camera, as well as our 360 top-down view. And then if I select drive, I'm led to the nose camera, where we can get a nice up-close view of any curbs or obstacles just ahead of that low front bumper. Putting it back in park, we will find our way back to the home screen by pushing that X there. And it's a very fast, updated infotainment system for the 2021 model. I think the screen looks nice, very responsive, very quick, and I've had no issues using it thus far. Moving to our other screen here in the dash, we have what Audi refers to as the virtual cockpit. You can see it looks fantastic. If I hit this view button on my steering wheel controls, I can adjust to different screens, go to my media controls, and of course your phone as well there. Talking about the steering wheel, beautiful design, less rounded off than the earlier models. You can see it's got a more aggressive, stylized design. I think it looks great. Controls here on the left, look perfect. You can see your gear selector panels in the back. And here on the right side, we also have our heated steering wheel control, which is a beautiful feature to have here in New England when it gets really cold. Looking here at the piano black trim there on the door, that looks awesome. All of the chrome trim and the wood looks just the same. You can see that theme carries all the way across the dashboard to the other door. As we look at our dashboard, we see more of that wooden trim with the Quattro badging. You do have your air conditioning vent there. You have a faux vent here to carry the styling, so they didn't have to fill that space with anything else. And then two more of your vents here. Just beneath, we have our climate controls. They all work great, and we do have heated seats, which are currently roasting right now. You have your drive mode selection, various traction features, parking assist, and so on. Looking a bit lower, start stop button and some power outlets. We have this piano black trim in the center console, which all looks very nice, showing minimal wear. Some cup holders and storage just ahead of our gear selector, which is a very simple, elegant design. Feels great in the hand with that padded leather top. And our volume control there subtly on the right. Thankfully, still a knob control. Looking just here to my right, we have that adjustable center armrest, so I can raise it up and lock it into place, and also reveal the wireless charging pad and USB-C charging. Nice to have that there. Again, just above my head, full-size sunroof, looks great. I can operate the shade with one touch of a button just here on these controls. We'll find it finds its way home perfectly fine and goes back to its open position just the same. No issues with that mechanism. And we can also slide this entire panel back to let some open air into the cabin. As we can see, that functions just as it should. Pardon me, I let off the switch there. And it finds its way home just as it should. But next up, let's take a quick look under the hood at what powers this gorgeous interior down the road. I'll meet you there. All right, so now we're here under the hood of the A5. Of course, I mentioned those daytime running lights, looking very interesting there. We could see all those dots lit up in the top of the headlight. Gives it a very cool and unique appearance here at the front, especially at nighttime. Now, looking here under the hood, taking a look at all these plastic panels, it all presents very nicely. It's very clean here under the hood. You can see all of the metal portions as well, not pitting or corroding at all. And your jump terminals look great as well. There's also one hiding here underneath that cover. Looking here down at some of the more intricate parts of the engine, you can see the turbocharger and various other portions, and it all looks very, very clean, which is great to see. You can hear it idling very happily. This is Audi's 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. In previous years, like 2017, 18, and so on, this engine produced 248 horsepower. And in this particular model in 2021, we now see it outputting around 261 horsepower, which is a nice little boost. And it's worth noting that when paired with the beautiful 8-speed gearbox in this Audi, even with the 248 horsepower variant of this powertrain, this vehicle sprinted to 60 in about 5 seconds dead, which for reference, Infiniti makes the Red Sport 400 Q60 and Q50 with 400 horsepower, and they did it in less than half a second quicker. So this is an excellent powertrain. You get great fuel economy, you have solid reliability, it's easy, it's quiet, it's smooth, but it still puts down the power like a vehicle with almost twice the output. Very, very nice to see, and that is the quality you would expect from a manufacturer like Audi. Now let's take a look here at the back seats. Now, being, of course, not the A5 Sportback, this is the 2-door variant. I have the driver's seat exactly where I would comfortably drive the vehicle, and I can easily throw the seat forward, tap this button, and give me plenty of access to the back row. I'm not going to climb in there because, as you can see, it's a little tight for somebody my size, being about 6'4". It is a bit tricky. However, there is room in there for, kids or smaller adults, and they will fit perfectly fine, especially if your comfortable driving position is further ahead than my own. But you can see the rear seats are in fantastic condition, absolutely perfect here in the back of the A5. A little bit of storage there in the center as well, and a drop-down armrest, as well as some reading lights just above your head. So I can easily drop the seat back, and then holding that switch, the seat will automatically stop where I released it from initially, which is a nice little feature. All right, so now lastly, moving to the rear of the A5, we're going to be taking a look at the cargo capacity here in the trunk. Now, one touch on this latch will pop the trunk, rises up nice and gently, and we see a very, very spacious trunk here in the rear with the original driver's floor mats. As we saw in the back, the rear row floor mats were already installed. Using this lever here, you can drop down the rear seats to provide even more accessible storage, but it's in very nice condition, very spacious, and easily drop that trunk down, though it is not an automatic system as we see on some other models. So if you have any further questions related to the stunning Audi A5, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you will find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.